Good morning and welcome to the webinar. We are still missing a few attendees, so we'll just give them a minute or two and then we will begin. So, good morning and welcome to our webinar. We will focus a bit on SAP and IoT and how to optimize your flows. So, thank you for participating. My name is Jonas Larsen and I'm the Business Development Manager here in 2PM Software. First, a little bit of housekeeping. We will take questions after the demo if time allows. And if not, you're naturally welcome to contact us with any talk or inquiries you might have. So, the speakers today are myself, that's me to the right, and then we have Kasper Kiemose, who has been deeply involved in the development of our asset connector, and of course Mr. Olav Rask, who is our Methuselah of the enterprise mobility. Olav has been participating in many projects, and he is the lead developer and team lead of the 2PM mobile work order suite. Here is a short agenda for today's session. First, we'll start out with a quick description of who we are here in 2PM and then an intro to our view of the current situation. Then, of course, a demo of a workflow with all of our components in use. And it's important for me to mention that we know that this most likely won't reflect your particular situation, but hopefully it will generate some ideas and maybe even demystify IoT a bit. So, we are 2PM Software and we would like to share some of our thoughts about IoT and SAP and the day-to-day challenges we discuss with our customers. First of all, I would like to give you a quick intro to who we are here in 2PM Software and how we came about the decision to create the mobile work order suite. About 20 years ago, 2PM started out as an SAP consultancy with a strong mobile focus, hence the word 2PM, to be mobile. And since then, our business has evolved around many different mobile products and bespoke mobile solutions, and last but not least, a myriad of discussions and estimates and implementations. All of these has been rethought into what our vision of mobility, IoT, and SAP is done right. And done right, what does that mean? For us, that means that it has to be easy to understand and it has to provide real value, and real value is for the users and for the process owners. The situation, as we see it, is that the demand for improving KPI is increasing in a fairly rapid pace, and that's really not a new phenomenon. However, with the technological development in mind, it seems as if the focus is shifting towards utilizing these in all corners of the business. So working with maintenance KPIs is not about running faster or working harder, but more about adapting technology and put it to use where it's applicable. We start to see new concepts like smart cities and prescriptive strategies, Industry 4.0 and so on. And all of these, of course, derive from the fact that the technology is available, and it seems that the time has come to stop talking about it as a thing of the future at least, and instead start executing on them. The demand for optimizing has never been higher, and the answer to some of these demands lie in IoT, and it's our job to make it understandable and accessible to all. As a SAP and mobility vendor, we get more and more questions about how to integrate and digitize, which is great. Our first response is fairly simple: automate when possible, and maybe it's already easily achievable. You most likely have a lot of data originators, they're just not connected to your SAP flows. We also find that sometimes the best way forward is to simplify things and sometimes opt for the easiest project first. So please forgive me if you think this is too novel for your business, but our experience is that sometimes simple does it. And maybe even you have a gold mine of data, you just need to add them to your workflows. Even though a simple IoT project may not provide an impressive ROI on itself, the added value of learning how to think digitally and the ability to alter processes and manage changes will come back tenfold when the more advanced processes are for digitizing. For us, this is what it's all about. We do the same work, just more effective. This, of course, is to demonstrate that though we still combine wood in this example, the use of technology over time has increased our ability to build more advanced, more sturdy, and last but not least, much faster. This could be the case for many other businesses and just not in the construction of tree houses. So this is, well, we believe we have an obligation to extend our lifetime of our assets for the sake of our future, and not only due to financial benefits. We need our resources to be utilized to the max. So with this in mind, and without any further ado, I will hand over the baton to Olav and Kasper, my dear colleagues. So when we do that, I will try to handle this demo setup. So forgive me if we click around here and there, because there are so many things and screens we would like to show you. So I will start with, excuse me? Yeah, it's Olav's slide here, so I'm just going to make him a presenter.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Please see slide.
Which slide?
This one.
Yeah.
So if you make, just want to explain this one.
You do the explanation of this one, dear Olav.
Okay. Right. Thank you, Jonas, for handing over. Okay, sorry for the confusion, but Jonas has the slides and I have the actual technical demo, but I just want to spend a few words on the last couple of slides here before we go over to the demo, just so that you understand what you're going to see. And the first slide here shows an overview of what we call the mobile work order suite. And the suite consists of course, mobile work order, our mobile app for maintenance technicians. It also consists of the supervisor dashboard, which is our dashboard for managers and supervisors. And this dashboard gives access to managing daily work as well as seeing KPIs for the maintenance. And then finally, there's the connected asset module, which is a key part of today's demo. And that is our component that bridges from third-party monitoring systems, being either a SCADA system or dedicated analytics system, into SAP. And I think we take the next slide and then we go into a little more detail of how exactly is the setup for today. So if we look at this one, we see that the journey starts with a sensor that we have brought today, and we will show you in a little while. It's a demo sensor that we have connected to a Leonardo IoT platform. And from Leonardo IoT platform, we go via our asset connector, and we go into the SAP system where we can update measuring points with values coming all the way from the sensor, and we can also create new work orders on notification based on thresholds that we configure in the Leonardo IoT. Can you click once more? Of course, we support all kinds of backends, so we also have some small demos with another system called Blackbird IoT, which is a third-party IoT system that we also integrate to. So hopefully we will also have a chance to show you a little bit of that. But this is basically the demo setup end-to-end that we will now try to demonstrate for you. And then, yeah, here's the flow for today. So basically we start at the sensor where we capture the data. So the sensor would of course normally be either something that you already have in your equipment, or some sensor that was mounted on your equipment, which will pick up. It could be temperature or vibration or anything else. This data will go into your monitoring system, or potentially, if you don't have one already, it could be Leonardo IoT or some other kind of system. And in this system, there will be an evaluation of the data. Is the threshold, whatever threshold is set up, or whatever model, learning model has been set up, does it actually need to trigger a message into SAP? In this case, it's a very simple threshold on vibration. That will then trigger a notification, which will go into SAP, and then we will show you how we can actually pick that notification up in our dashboard. And there we can investigate the notification a bit, see also the live data from the IoT system, and then we can convert it into a work order that we will then distribute out to the mobile application, where the technician can pick it up, go on site, and have a look at the actual issue. So that's the flow that we're going to try to show you now. So now I take the presenter rights.
I will make you a presenter.
Perfect.
Sorry about the confusion.
Perfect.
It should be now.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So the first screen you see here is our supervisor dashboard, and this is showing data directly coming from SAP. And just to give you a little explanation, we have of course a lot of KPIs here that shows the status of how's the maintenance going, what is our mean time to failure, how many notifications are we creating, and so forth. But we also have these two important parts, which is one, here we see all the open notifications coming into the system. These could be reported by technicians, but as you will see in a little while, they can also be created automatically. And to show you that, I think we're going to bring up the camera, because of course we want to make sure, here you see a nice picture of me, we want to make sure that there's no cheating here, of course. And here's Kasper, who is shaking now our sensor, which will actually send data first to Leonardo IoT. From there will be a threshold trigger, which will relay into our SAP system and create the notification. So you have to imagine that this is really mounted on some piece of machinery. Then we're just waiting patiently for the notification to come through. I'm guessing, is it enough shaking?
I think so. It should come in.
Okay. All right. And this should update automatically.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, we will just do an update. I think just to make sure that we see it, let's just refresh our dashboard here, just to get it to reload the data. Actually, it reloads data automatically, but I don't know if we had some glitch there. Let's see. So we can see now, sorry about that, it seems like it did not update automatically, but we can see now that we have one new notification created. See, it says here, alarm has been triggered. And if we go into this one, then we can see a little bit of details about this notification. But the important thing here is that we can actually continue to click into the equipment. Could be this top drive here. And then you will see that we can actually directly here in the dashboard, we can actually go in and look at the sensor data, and we can see here where the threshold is, and we can also see that here's the shaking that Kasper just did a minute ago, where it's actually going up over the threshold, triggering the notification that we're currently looking at. Once I look at this as a supervisor, I might decide, okay, yeah, this doesn't look good. It looks like there's a lot of shaking out there on this equipment. So actually, I think I will send a technician to have a look at this one. And the way I'll do that is by converting this notification into a work order. So I will just assign it to myself. I mean, this could also be done via a planning solution, but in this case, I'm just going to distribute directly out to myself a new work order. You see here now a new work order has been created, and then I'm just going to switch over to our mobile application, and we have that one here. So what we are seeing here is actually an iPad being screencast to my PC, so you can follow along. And here's our mobile app running, the app for the technician, and you can see down here that the synchronization has been triggered and currently it's synchronizing in the background. There it finishes, and now we see that there's one work order available for me as a technician. So if we go and see here, here's the work order that we just created based on the alarm. I can open that up, and then we get details here. Because the equipment is geotagged with GPS coordinates, we can also see exactly where it is. We even have the address. So in case I have a problem finding this, I can actually just press the address, and then I'm taken straight to the navigation, and it will show me the directions out there. But if we go back, then let's say I arrive on site for this one, I actually have also the option from here, going via the object list and the order. I can see here is the equipment. Maybe I just want to check how is it actually doing with these sensors. So I can actually also from here, from the mobile app, I get exactly the same view. I can go in, switch over to live data, and then I can see directly the same data that the supervisor saw. I can see here, yeah, there was actually some very weird vibration on the sensor. So that is actually the main part of the demo. Here we had the entire flow. We had the IoT system, triggered the notification, converted it all the way into a work order, sent out to a technician who can then go on site and perform a visual inspection.
Ola, if I can interrupt 2 seconds.
Of course.
We have a question from Sahil.
Yeah.
And he's asking, do you have some sort of AI inbuilt in the asset connector? What I mean is, can the app perform predictive analysis for my assets?
Understood. Actually, the asset connector is the part that bridges the AI or IoT or monitoring system into SAP and into the mobile app. So if you want to do predictive analysis, then that would actually be handled inside of Leonardo or inside of another system, which would then communicate using the asset connector into SAP. So we don't have the AI capability in our product. There's a lot of big vendors who make very nice systems for this. So the part that we provide is the missing link into SAP, and of course all the know-how of how to do this.
Thank you very much. Actually, that was the only question we have here. So I will make myself do. Are you concluded with your demo?
The only thing I'm thinking, do we have an option to show this? One thing that we kind of wanted to show as well is a little bit from the Blackbird, but I don't know if we have the option to do that. I think that might be next time.
We'll do that in another round. So, but thank you very much, Ola and Kasper, for the
very
nice
welcome.
Shaking.
Very short, precise demo here.
Let me see if I can make myself a presenter again. Oh, cheers. So, actually, that was more or less everything we wanted to show you today. But of course, the takeaway is that we see so many wishes and for the future and IoT, and go basic and figure out if you already have these data somewhere, then it's just a question of adding them to your flows. But of course, we are a sales company as well. So if you have any question, if you want to elaborate on anything, you have a particular pain you would like to address or have some sparring about, we are always happy to participate in that, because as much as we love SAP, we also love making it much smarter and helping businesses around the globe. So without any more talk about that, I want to say thank you for participating today. And If anybody is interested, we can of course send the slides so you can remember. And if you want, we can also send a recording of this webinar, including the minor mishaps. So have a great day and thank you for attending.